Hello everyone, this is Shivangi ma'am here. I'm here to teach Standard 4 SST chapter number 3, and the chapter name is Northern and the Coastal Plains. Okay, I hope whichever question and answer I provided of previous chapter you all have completed it in your notebook. Do your work on time. Right now we are not there to pressurize you, so be serious towards your studies. Okay. So let's get started with the chapter. Before watching this video, do read this chapter thoroughly, and after that watch this video. Okay. Now, as we can know by the name, Northern and the Coastal Plains, it talks about the plain areas which India has. Okay. Northern means which is in the plain area which is in north part, and the coastal means the plain area which is near the coast, means near the water, the place which is near the water. Okay, now let's get started. A flat and level land is called a plain. What is a plain? Plain is a flat and level land. Flat, mountainous, has the land which is high, and the plain is known as the flat and level land. Okay, the plains include the northern plains and the coastal plains. Northern plains which is there in north, and coastal which is at coast. Okay, then let's read about the northern plains first. Okay, the northern plains lie towards the south of the Himalayas. So above, in the north of the Himalayas, there are mountains. They are filled with mountains, and in the south of the Himalayas, the Himalayan part, there is northern plains. They stretch from Punjab to Assam. It covers the area from Punjab to Assam. Many rivers which originate in the Himalayas flow through the northern plains. So you know, many rivers originate, it gets originated from the glaciers, from the Himalayan part, from the Himalayan mountains, and it passes through passes through these northern plains. These rivers carry water throughout the years. So these are the rivers which carry the water from the Himalayas throughout the year. It is a continuous flow of water. It never stops. Okay, so it carries the water throughout the year. So with carrying water, they also bring rocks, silt, sand. The water also brings rock, small pieces of rocks, sand, and silt. Okay, silt is known as the muddy water. Okay, the fine muddy part of the soil is known as silt. So with water they bring these things also with them. The fine silt deposited by the rivers is called alluvium. So these fine silt which is deposited by the river की flow से ये सब चीजें आती है साथ में, and when it gets deposited, that is known as alluvium. Okay, it is fertile and very good for crops. So this alluvium is very fertile, बहुत उपजाऊ होती है, and it is very good for growing crops. Okay, because it gives minerals to the crops. The area watered by a river and its tributaries, it's called a basin. It's called its basin. So what is basin? It is an area which is covered by water and its tributaries. Tributaries means the branches. Okay, so the area which is covered by the tributaries and the water, that is known as basin. Okay, three rivers, Satluj, Ganga, and Brahmaputra, and their tributaries have formed the northern plains. So altogether these rivers has formed the northern plains. कौन सी? It is Satluj, Ganga, and Brahmaputra, and their tributaries. Altogether they form the northern plains. Understand? Now we'll read about the Satluj river basin. River Satluj originates in Tibet. Okay, this river Satluj, Tibet is a place. From there river Satluj originates. Beas is its main tributary. So the name of the tributary of Satluj river is Beas, Beas. Okay, Punjab and Haryana are part of Satluj river basin. This also covers the area of Punjab and Haryana. The Bhakra Dam, built across River Satluj, generates electricity and provides water for irrigation. So when this water is also used for our work, like this Bhakra Dam is there. This is a dam from where this water flows, and it also produces electricity. From there, electricity is also produced, and the water is also transferred to the places for irrigation. Irrigation means to provide water to the plants. Okay. Now we'll read about the Ganga river basin. River Ganga originates from the Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas. So there is a glacier, Gangotri glacier. From that glacier, this river Ganga originate, means comes out. Okay. And where is it present? It's present in Himalayas. Yamuna is its main tributary. So Yamuna is the main tributary branch of Ganga river. Okay. The Ganga and its tributaries flow through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. So it covers, this Ganga river covers the area of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. Okay. In West Bengal, the river splits into two branches. So when it comes in West Bengal, जब West Bengal में आती है, it gets divided into two branches. One is called, one branch enters the Bangladesh, that is called Padma. So one branch enters the Bangladesh, which is called Padma. It joins Brahmaputra, and after that, when when it enters in Bangladesh, the name becomes Padma, and after that it joins the Brahmaputra river. Okay, the other branch flows through West Bengal and is called Hooghly. So here you can understand, when it enters in Bangladesh, it first gets splitted into two parts, and when it enters in Bangladesh, this branch is called Padma, and another branch goes through West Bengal, and that is known as Hooghly. Understand? So from where the Ganga river originates, it originates from the Gangotri glacier, which is in Himalaya. Okay. Now the Brahmaputra river basin. So you read about the Satluj river basin, Ganga river basin. Now we'll read about the Brahmaputra river basin. River Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, where it is called Sangpo. So it also originates in Tibet, and there it is called Sangpo. The name of the river in Tibet, the name of the river, this Brahmaputra river, is known as Sangpo. Okay. It enters India through AP, Arunachal Pradesh, and flows through Assam before entering Bangladesh. So when it comes, when it enters in India, it enters through Arunachal Pradesh, and after that it flows through Assam, and before entering Bangladesh, India, through Arunachal Pradesh it enters, and it flows through Assam. Okay. The Brahmaputra and the Ganga rivers form the largest delta in the world. So together this Ganga and Brahmaputra river form the largest delta in the world before falling into Bay of Bengal. So before it goes into the Bay of Bengal, इससे पहले it develops into a big delta. Okay. And this is called Sundarban Delta. So the biggest delta in the world is Sundarban Delta. Understand? Now life in the region. Life in this northern and coastal plains. Now we'll read about the life of the people in these plains. Okay. Now Punjab, Haryana, National Capital Territory of Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Assam lie in northern plains. So these are the area which covers the northern plains. So, and there the main occupation, main work of the people are farming. Mostly people go on with the occupation of farming. वो mostly farming करते हैं. People grow rice, wheat and sugar cane. So speciality of that place is to grow rice, wheat and sugar cane. Understand? Now accordingly we'll read about state-wise speciality and whatever work people do over there. The farmers of Punjab use modern machines such as tractors and harvesters. So in earlier times machines were not there. So every farmer and people does the farming work with their hand, and very local tools. तो tools पहले present नहीं होते थे, so they used to do with their own. And nowadays many machines have come to make the work of farmers bit easy. Farming is very tough job in India and everywhere. Farming एक बहुत ही tough job and it's not easy कि सारे लोग ये कर सकते हैं. So to make it easy, scientist has made a lot of many machines to make the work of farmer easy. Okay, so in earlier times they used to do with their own hand and their own labor. Right now also they does this with their own labor, अपनी मेहनत से, but little easy it has become. Why? Because many machines have come to make the work of farmer easy. Okay, so in Punjab the farmers use these machineries known as tractors and harvesters. Okay, tractors are used to do the soil, to turn up the soil, and harvesters are used to harvest the soil. Okay, people are fond of makke ki roti, sarson ka saag and lassi. So Punjab is famous for makke ki roti and sarson da saag. It is Punjab has a food speciality, which is sarson da saag and makke ki roti, and speciality Punjabi people is mainly known for their lassi thing. The lassi is very special in Punjab. They celebrate Baisakhi, Lori, Bhangra, Gidda are popular. The festival that they celebrate are Baisakhi and Lori. Punjabi people has its own favorite special festival, which is Baisakhi and Lori, and this Bhangra and Gidda are their special folk dances. Many tourists visit the Golden Temple in Amritsar. So tourist attraction place is in Punjab is Golden Temple. It is made from gold. Half it is made from gold, and it is in Amritsar in Punjab. Okay, now we'll read about Haryana. So you read about the Punjab thing. Now we'll read about the another state, which is Haryana. So like the farmers of Punjab, the farmers of Haryana also use modern machines for farming. So this modern machine is used widely in India now. Most of the farmers they use these machineries for farming now. So as like Punjab, Haryana farmers also use machineries for farming. Okay, many people are engaged in cattle rearing and dairy farming. So apart from this farming thing, they also do cattle farming and dairy farming. Cattle farming means to take milk and the cow, to breed cow and to do this milk production work. Okay, Faridabad and Gurugram have many industries such as information technology and automobiles. So there also companies are also there, industries are also there in Faridabad and Gurugram, which is placed in Haryana. They has the industries of information technology, IT sector and automobile. Okay, now National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now we'll read about the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Most people here work in offices. In Delhi and Mumbai, they are known as the most mod places. So most people does their work in offices. They work in offices. Many of them have business. Delhi has many famous many people have business in Delhi, because Delhi is very populated and it is more modern than other states, other village states, and most of the people work in offices and have their own business. Okay, Delhi has a lot of tourist visit places, like many famous monuments also, like Qutub Minar, Red Fort, India Gate, Humayun's Tomb, Lotus Temple, Akshardham Temple, Taj Mahal. Okay, so these are the places of tourist attraction, and from everywhere in the world tourists come and visit these tourist places. They visit these monuments. Okay, now we'll read about Uttar Pradesh. Now Uttar Pradesh is famous for guavas and mangoes. So every state and every place has its own speciality. सबकी एक अपनी speciality होती है. So this Uttar Pradesh has speciality of growing mangoes and guavas. Okay. There are many sugar, textile, leather and chemical industries. So in Uttar Pradesh is known as mainly industries, aluminium industries. So it has chemical industries also, sugar industry also, and textile and leather industry also. Okay. The Chikankari embroidery of Lucknow, silk saris of Varanasi and brassware of Moradabad are popular all over the world. As I told you, they also have every state has its own speciality. So it has speciality of the Chikankari embroidery, which is in Lucknow, silk sari of Varanasi, and brassware of Moradabad are popular all over the world. So these are the speciality and it is popular in all over the world. The Kumbh Mela is held every 12 years in Prayagraj. So Prayagraj is a place in Prayagraj, which is also known as Allahabad in earlier time. Now its name is changed in Prayagraj, and every 12 year one Mela is held. The name of that Mela is Kumbh Mela. Agra, Varanasi and Lucknow are cities of tourist interest. So in Uttar Pradesh, Agra, Varanasi and Lucknow are the cities of tourist interest. People mainly visit there. Okay.